Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us in WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Donald Trump took the oath of office on Monday to become the 47th President of the United States. Due to extreme cold temperatures, the ceremony took place inside the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. During his inauguration address, Trump discussed his plans for the 4-year term, which include imposing a hard line on immigration, increasing oil drilling, reducing inflation, and establishing tariffs on other countries. Former Presidents Joe Biden, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton were all in attendance at the ceremony. Firefighters from across northeastern Pennsylvania were called to a 4-alarm fire in Huntington Township on Sunday. According to officials, crews were first dispatched to the scene at Silver Lake Farms around 3 p.m. Officials say crews battled the multiple barn fire in the midst of Sunday's afternoon snowstorm, making for low visibility and frigid conditions. In the end, crews say the buildings were a complete loss. Officials say one elderly man was burned and injured in the fire. The victim was transported to a nearby hospital for treatment, where his condition is unknown at this time. Crews from Monroe, Luzerne, and Columbia counties responded to the scene. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Whitehaven Borough is looking for individuals interested in serving a 1-year term as mayor. According to a post on the Whitehaven Borough Facebook page, the decision to search for candidates came after Mayor Frederick Myers resigned on Friday. Individuals interested in serving in the role for a 1-year term can submit a letter of interest to izoc@whitehavenborough.org. Each applicant must be a registered voter and resident of Whitehaven Borough. Letters of interest should be sent by Friday, January 25th. Officials say additional details will be discussed at the upcoming Borough Council meeting on January 27th. The council meetings take place at 7 p.m. at 312 Main Street in Whitehaven. Hazleton area football coach Dennis Bookman has resigned. According to Hazleton area athletic director Fred Barletta, the coach submitted his resignation late Friday night after serving as the head coach since 2020. Over the past 5 seasons, Bookman compiled a 31-26 record with 2 Wyoming Valley Conference championships, 1 district sub-regional title, and 3 playoff appearances. Bookman did not give a specific reason for his stepping down, but said he felt that it was the right time. The school district is expected to post a position in the near future. Coming up on WYLN News, U.S. residents remember Martin Luther King Jr. Plus, a cold weather advisory is issued for northeastern Pennsylvania. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's only nationally ranked hospital. We turn setbacks into comebacks one movement at a time. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or 833-LV-ORTHO.
Hi, my name is Melania. It's going to be really cool tomorrow, so bundle up.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Mark Steller had pain for months, wasn't happy with his chiropractic results. He came here. We're going to show you a video of how we got his back fixed. Stay tuned.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Like and follow Wyln News on Facebook for the Wyln News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Welcome back to Wyln News. Monday, January 20th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Each year, the holiday is celebrated on the third Monday in January to remember the life and legacy of civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The national holiday was signed into law on November 2, 1983 by President Ronald Reagan. However, historians say the fight to institute the holiday started long before that. According to historians at the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the legislation to introduce the holiday was first introduced just 4 days after King's assassination on April 4, 1968. 11 years later, on the 50th anniversary of King's birth, the bill finally came to vote in the House. Despite a petition with 300,000 signatures supporting the bill, the backing of President Jimmy Carter, and testimonials from Mrs. King, the bill was rejected by 5 votes. The bill again came to the House in 1983, 15 years after King's murder, and passed. The bill was signed into law by President Reagan later that year. Today, Martin Luther King Jr. Day remains the only federal holiday designated as a national day of service. On this day, Americans are encouraged to volunteer and work to improve their communities in memory of Martin Luther King Jr. and his work to ensure civil rights for all. A cold weather advisory has been issued for northeastern Pennsylvania. According to the National Weather Service, the advisory is in effect until noon on Wednesday, January 22nd. During the advisory, residents may experience wind chill temperature as low as 15 degrees Fahrenheit. The public is advised to use caution while traveling outdoors and to wear appropriate clothing such as hats and gloves. It is also recommended to keep pets indoors as much as possible. The public is warned that cold wind chills can result in hypothermia and frostbite if precautions are not taken. Fire crews responded to a garage fire in Hanover Township on Saturday. According to officials, crews were dispatched to the scene on Pulaski Street around 10:15 p.m. Officials say nobody was inside the garage at the time of the fire and no injuries were reported. The fire was extinguished within 20 minutes. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Wyln is bringing Hazleton area basketball into your living room this season. You can catch the Hazleton area boys basketball team on Tuesday, January 21st as they take on the Crestwood Comets at 7 p.m. Or you could catch the Hazleton area girls basketball team on Thursday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. as they face off the Wilkes-Barre Wolfpack. Watch the games live on Wyln or watch them anytime on the Wyln TV 35 YouTube channel. Coming up on Mountaintops News Choice, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Whitehaven Part 1. Plus, we sit down with Luzerne County Manager Imelda Crocobo on Crocomo's County Report. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
At the turn of the 1800s, eastern Luzerne County was mostly thick forest, devoid of human habitation. The first permanent settler of this region was John Lines, who, in April 1824, came to the area on a sled with his family from Hanover Township. Lines cleared a spot near Terrapin Pond and built the first cabin in the area. He would also operate a tavern and sawmill, the latter specializing in chairs, which he would have taken by ox cart to Allentown and Wilkes-Barre for sale. As such, when a community started to form around him, it was initially given the name Linesville. Then came the canals. The Lehigh Coal and Navigation Company, headed by Josiah White and Erskine Hazard, had just finished completion of the Lehigh Canal in 1829, expanding the route, which ran from what was then Mauch Chunk to Easton, to accommodate two-way boat traffic. Coal was the primary beneficiary of the canal, being floated from the anthracite region to the Delaware, where it could then either be floated downstream to market in Philadelphia or across New Jersey's Morris Canal to New York City. White and Hazard wished to extend the canal further upstream and would eventually receive a grant from the state legislature to do so. Building the extension, however, would be more difficult for the company than the previously built canal had been, for the Lehigh River above Mauch Chunk was a rather turbulent waterway, with swift rapids and steep sides, especially the Lehigh Gorge. In addition, as the proposed upper canal was a good 600 feet above the previous end of Mauch Chunk, higher locks would be needed for canal boats than those currently in use in the main canal. Josiah White, however, was prepared to try to master these barriers to construction. He and the project's chief engineer, Edwin Douglas, would build and design 29 high-lift bear trap locks for the canal's extension, which would lift and lower boats from between 10 and 30 feet, as opposed to the 6 feet on average for normal locks on the system. In addition, 20 dams were also constructed along the river's length to ensure there would be enough water for the canal, even during dry weather. White's efforts would be rewarded locally. When the 26-mile extension, to be known as the Upper Grand, was completed in 1838 after 3 years of construction, what had been known as Linesville was renamed White's Haven. Common local speech frequently removed the final S in everyday speech, and as such, it was also soon removed from the town's name. Lehigh Coal and Navigation was also forward-looking enough to realize that railroads would play a part in America's future. White and Erskine Hazard wished to link the Lehigh Canal with the north branch of the Pennsylvania Canal in Wilkes-Barre, and thus be able to tap into the Wyoming Valley coal markets. The Lehigh and Susquehanna Railroad was chartered in 1837 for this purpose. Building the 20-mile route to Wilkes-Barre would prove just as arduous as building the Upper Grand. A tunnel, 3 separate inclined planes, most notably the Ashley Plains leading down from Penobscot Knob, and a man-made ravine over 100 feet deep all had to be constructed. Work began in 1839 and was completed 2 years later, connecting the Wyoming and Lehigh valleys on both rail and water. The thick woods around the Whitehaven area would also prove to be a major source of revenue in the community's early years. Lehigh Coal and Navigation themselves built a sawmill to obtain materials for their canals, dams, and locks. Other entrepreneurs soon followed, and by the 1840s, Whitehaven was a major lumbering town, with 4 sawmills operating in the borough itself, and close to a dozen in the surrounding vicinity, with their operators making almost as much as the coal barons did.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Welcome back to Krelkamo's County Report. I'm joined here, as always, with Luzerne County Manager Ramoda Krelkamo. Ramoda, how's it going today?
It's very well. It's a little cold out, but it's going well.
Yeah, very cold week for us. I know you have a lot of really exciting updates for us. We're grinding a lot of stuff in Luzerne County, including the staff for the Luzerne County Council. If you could tell us a bit about that.
We did appoint a new division head for Human Services, Megan Stone, and hopefully I'll have Megan on with us in the next couple of weeks, so you can meet her. Very excited about her joining our team. So it's a very important division. They provide the services to most of the residents of Luzerne County, and we do a very good job, and Megan's going to be a great leader.
Yep. I guess for our viewers who aren't very familiar with the role of that division head, can you tell us about what they do in that role? I know you kind of mentioned like how they deal with the county as a whole.
Right. The division head, that Human Services division has children and youth and families, mental health and development services, drug and alcohol services, and our area agency on aging, and Veterans Affairs. So there is not one resident in Luzerne County that either the residents, him and herself, or a family member isn't touched by the services that Division Human Services provides for Luzerne County residents.
Yep, absolutely. And with a lot of those services that you just mentioned here, I know that one way to access information on those services on the Luzerne County website.
Our website, yes.
I know you have some updates to share with that.
I had a meeting today with our IT department and the members of the staff that are part of our website upgrade team, and it's very exciting. It looks beautiful. Our target date is the end of February, depending on how many add-ons that we want, but it will be rolled out in the first quarter of this year. And I'm happy to tell you, because this was your request, there will be a mobile app to the Luzerne County website.
Yep, that will definitely be very useful to a lot of people who are just on the go, just
on
their
the phone.
Yep. Yeah, a very convenient way to access the information they need from the county that way. So,
absolutely. We're going to make it very user-friendly, and also the internal intranet. We're going to make it for our staff to access forms. We'll reduce the need to use paper, and it'll be much more efficient, and we'll be able to preserve all that information.
Yep, sounds like it'll be very efficient for many of the workers there. Is there anything else that you want to share with us this week, Romelda?
Well, there are two things actually. We have a municipal election coming up. I'll be having Emily Cook on to talk about different dates and what to expect. Our contract with our vendor for the election machines ends in December of this year, so we're putting a request for proposals for our election machines and how we want to proceed going forward. Council will make that determination, and we'll have demonstrations for the public to try all the different types of machines that are available. The other issue I just want to bring up, the Susquehanna is covered in ice, and we are dealing with a potential ice jam, but we're on top of it. Hopefully that won't happen, but our emergency services are ready, and they're monitoring the situation.
Absolutely. Hopefully people stay safe out there, and hopefully nothing worse happens like with the situation. And
yeah, we had a ice jam in 2019, and it was pretty significant, but we're keeping an eye on that.
Yep, definitely. Well, as always, I want to thank Romelda Krelkema for joining us here on Krelkema's County Report. We'll see you next time.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.